Hey everyone, this is Matt from the Daily Trade. I'm here to pretty much talk to you about the stocks incoming for the tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, September 4th. It's before our big Labor Day weekend, right? We have our day off on Monday. Just want to let you know I didn't have that video yesterday as well. I mean, I'm posting these as I see fit as well. Gotta make sure that our chat is taken care of as well on the side. And just trying to let you know that the markets are, you know, I'm going to show you this just because this is what is steaming up for people. And they're going to be looking at this and thinking, oh, shoot, man, now we got to start selling and buying, buying these put options and everything. Well, that's not really the case, right? Stock market, let me get rid of this ad real quick. Stock market, bloodbath, Dow and NASDAQ plummeted the worst days since June. Yeah, it is since, it's pretty much the worst day since June. I can show you real quick. Just throw up SPY. I can throw up, your worst day since June. Let me just throw off all these indicators because I know you can't really see anything with these indicators. But yeah, so we had the worst day since June, right? So that was that huge day dropping off the cliff, right? And you need these pullbacks in order to continue higher. It's not like you can continue for these long days and streaks. So pretty much on one of the YouTube videos this week, I was talking about, I think on Sunday, I was talking about how we're going to have a 5 to 7 day streak of just bullishness, right? We've been playing it all the way up. 5 to 7 day bullishness just because of the Trump campaign doing the full thing at the RNC, so the Republican National Convention. And I did throw it up on there on that YouTube channel, the Republican National Convention, and how they're talking about the economy and everything and boasting it up and getting it a lot higher. And that's what really propped us up, is a lot of these economy talks and how they're going to be being able to make sure that the economy is soaring, that stocks rip higher, and all this stuff. And that's one of the major reasons I kept bullish all week. I'm still bullish. Don't let me wrong. I mean, don't get me wrong here. For the long term, we are still bullish. There's a matter of fact that we are, there's no reason why we shouldn't still be bullish. Yeah, this is a downside. That means you buy in more, right? You get the bullish divergences on the, in the daily, within the intraday candles, right? And then you're going to be able to play it back again. It's the same thing, routine. And you just look for the signals. If you don't want to play put options, just get into equity. Find those other stocks that haven't moved, right? Get into the equity positions. There's always rotation in the markets that you want to get into. I'm still bullish, even though we are continuing still to the downside, right? We are getting that nice correction here. Even in the futures, we are getting just, we're evening out on futures, not really moving much. But, this is a correction we needed for just a little bit, right? I'm not saying we're bearish, fully bearish after one huge day in the market, right? It doesn't mean anything. We're just, looking at something that we've had, run up for the past, few months, since June. We haven't had a really big day since June, as, the article said. But, you still remain with your analysis. You still remain, how the market trend is still holding up. And technically, the market's still trending bullish, right? The Dow just hit 29,000, a very perfect mark for Trump, as he tweeted yesterday. Dow hits 29,000. And economy soaring, and he said if Biden wins, then market's going to tank. And that could have scared some people, right? I think Biden polls came out this morning as well, being able to show that they had more numbers than Trump, and Trump went ahead and tweeted something saying that they're fake numbers from Fox polls. So that could have driven something. I don't think so. I think it's just a little small correction, but it's not something to be looking forward to. All right, let me just go sell everything I have. No, you rebalance, you reposition, you find out, all right, what should I do next? You take your mind off the market just for a quick sec, and you look back and you're like, okay, what should I look into now? Looking into, we have to keep our minds on what is in the future, right? As today was going on, I stopped trading about halfway through because I was like, okay, this is probably not going to stop to the end of the day, probably going to continue overnight. Now let me find out. While others are fearful and they're starting to sell their positions, let me be greedy at this time because I want to be the one that gets in before these bullish and the IV kicks in on these options, the gamma raises. I want to see what I can get into at this cheap value, at a better discounted value, right? You want to find those opportunities, get in them, you want to sell on the profits, and you want to sell on those locked in, right? So, you know, as Warren Buffett said, I believe it was Warren Buffett for a quick say. You know, be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. Same thing, right? Same concept. You can use it all the time, and it's not like you need to use it every single day and trade and, you know, do all this stuff, right? And when others are fully bullish, you know, start selling all your positions. No, you take profit lightly. You take profit as you go. And if you know, if you take profit on one of the red days, well, so be it. You took profit on the other days. So as we move it forward into the next couple months, because we like to look forward, not just the next day, let's see what's actually brewing up, right? We have on the daily, we're looking at, you know, what we have, right? Another 4% move on down, I mean, on the SPY S&P 500 would mean that we move down to 327, right? That'd make us a gap fill. That's another 4%. Okay, that's big. Now that doesn't mean that's going to happen, but it could be kind of like June, where we kind of flip flop in between, right? We could easily just top right here to these 339 levels and just, you know, hold that, and then just prop right back over and head back in the highs for November, October, as we head into earnings season. Don't forget, this is September. Usually September is a bad month for the market. October usually tends to rise a little bit more, just because of how, you know, the earning seasons for the, you know, big tech, all these big companies are in October. As you can see, if we look on everything, October, right? Amazon, October. Apple, October. Okay. You got Facebook, you know, October. We having all these tech stocks, you know, coming in October. We're getting nice downside. Guess what? IB's lower on your options. Guess what? They're cheaper too, because it's on the downside and it's not getting all that volume in for the bullishness, right? And getting it pumped up. That's when you want to get in. That's when you want to get in those long plays, you know, hold them for a little bit longer. So that's what I'm going to be looking into. I love going over, you know, trying to see what's next, not what's in the moment. Because if you're in the moment, you're trading without the plan, right? If you're going in through the day and you're trading, you know, you forget, oh, this is what's happening tomorrow. This is, you know, what the weeks are coming. You want to just be planned ahead for it, right? Looking into, you know, FedEx earnings. FedEx has earnings September 15th. We're going to be seeing FedEx because FedEx has a decline, right? FedEx has been going down with the rest of the market as well. And we're at 215 in after hours. So, you know, we could open up lower. We could get a nice fill for that, right? And we're maybe a little bit early, possibly get in next week as well. And just topple over and see where we can get for FedEx earnings, right? You want to ride the earnings up and possibly hold one just for a yellow, but play with those profits. So we're looking at, you know, all these different things, right? Financials as well. I was in financials, got out this morning on that nice pop, got in over here, pop, got out, right? We got out on the nice little, right before the drop, sold with some profits. I was up 60% at the top, sold out with 40%. You know, it's not bad. I just didn't want to hold as the market continued to drop, and it ended off probably being, I would have ended off with 20% here. I could have held, but, and I did have them until October, but let me tell you, I just didn't want to get into it, because if I did, I would have a better entry down here as well. And that was perfect timing. So, I mean, we're looking into financials still. Remember, we had this on the YouTube call out 2 nights ago, getting into financials just because of how the pop out is going to happen in the coming days, in the coming weeks, right? We're going to get that nice pop out, lockout. Maybe up to the 118.20s area as we continue higher in the market. So just trying to look ahead, trying to get ahead of the market. And we're really looking into, you know, what can happen with the travel industry in the future. So Boeing, right? Boeing is going to be coming out with their finishing the results of their tests with the FAA. Let's look at another one. What's another one is, I know I just had it here. We're still not out of that tech movement, right? I know Zscaler has earnings coming up, right? They have earnings on the 8th, which is actually, they have it on the 9th. So they have it on the 9th, and they still have earnings, right? So, you know, people are still in those contracts. People are still holding. And there's still probably going to be a lot of selling going into earnings, right? Because people are scared, oh, earnings is going to dump, earnings is going to dump. But if you think about it, there's still going to be a pump before earnings. If there's a dump right now, there's still going to be a pump, and that IB is going to pump with it. That also means that Zscaler, right? Zscaler's had a nice run since their last earnings. Zscaler in June or May, basically, had a nice run. But we're also trying to see, all right, where can we get in at this dip? You know, people were probably holding still for the next week as DocuSign, Zoom, everything was zooming, right? Zooming. So zooming higher. And you just want to pay attention to that. So we're just trying to make sure that we get into these nice plays and not getting in on the upside to where it's like full potential, you know, you're going to end up getting blown out by one just hit downward. If you get one hit downward here, let's say you get in right here at this position, right? And you get a hit downward, you're still not going to lose as much because the premium wasn't so much right here, right? You got a cheap value, and then you have like maybe another day or two of just downside, and then boom, you come back up, right? So when you come back above the level that you just bought at, and that was already, let me tell you, it's already going to be at a low value at that price. Once you get above this price, you know, you're going to have those people buying in. That volume kicks in, that IV kicks in, that gamma kicks in, the delta, you know, starts increasing, right? So you're going to be seeing your profits, you know, after you even get a small, you know, kickback, right? So it's very interesting to see traders' mentality after a one-day drop that big. That's just it's a psychological issue with a lot of traders is that happens, right? Let's see. I know Pepsi, I really want to get into more dividend stocks, right? So I'm looking in more to KO, Pepsi, getting into those, which one was it? I just wrote it down because I really wanted to get into it. Hold on one second. And I got to show you guys one more thing after this, actually. I just added it. Oh, SPYD with their dividend yield, right? And that's what I was also going to get into. Tesla, right? Zemnar in the chat, he was letting me know that, you know, Tesla had news come out after hours. Technically, it wasn't after hours because after hours already closed off. The market already closed off. But Tesla had news come out that for Tesla stock, Friday could be, let me show it. Let me pop it up right here. For Tesla stock, Friday could be the day the S&P decides, right? Let me pull that up and let me get that going. Barron's Tesla stock. Right here. So I can read through it real quick because I actually haven't read through it. I just read the headline, right? That's all people want to know is just the headline. Bullish investors have been waiting for the week's Tesla stock been added to the S&P 500 index, so it's nearly impossible to predict inclusion with any precision. That won't stop investors from trying, though. In the coming S&P 500 rebalancing might be one date to watch. S&P indexes are typically rebalanced quarterly. Rebalancing isn't a big deal for an index weighted by market capitalization, such as the S&P 500. But there are many factors that can shift things slightly, such as spin-off transactions and changes in the percentage of company shares available for trading. The current rebalance is slated for Friday, September 18th. Notifications about changes usually take place a couple weeks before the actual event, making September 4th a potential important date. Sometimes stocks go in and out of an S&P index when they're rebalanced, but there is no guarantee. SPGI, the business that runs the S&P 500, the Dow Jones Industrial, and many other indexes, confirmed its rebalancing dates, but that's as far as they will go. They won't tip their hand, and rebalancing isn't the same as a reconstitution. Let's see. Including earnings, but the gap profits are still there. Okay, bulls argue about the inclusion. Going into the S&P with market capitalization of about 400 billion, Tesla has become one of the largest companies in the U.S. and indeed the world. Let's see. So basically, they're saying that because it's 2 weeks before, right? We're getting that 2 weeks before, and I can show you on a chart. The 14th, or they say the 18th actually. The 18th is way out here. Let me just throw it on a daily. So the 18th is way over here. We're getting 2 weeks before we make it the 14th. I mean the 4th, right? That means we would get a news confirmation or something about Tesla, you know, being a confirmation. All right, Tesla's going to be in the S&P, and then you're going to get all these investors rushing in to buy, right? So that's something very interesting to keep in mind, just because of, you know, what the potential that has, right? You know, the FOMO that Tesla has all the time, it's a hype stock. FOMO is real with Tesla. Whenever it starts moving in a day, people will move it, you know, even higher the next, and then you start selling out. Tesla, everyone's been waiting for the S&P news to come out, just because of how much it can trade, how much difference it can be with the S&P, and just the inclusion itself is a huge FOMO for many people to actually get into the index as well. So that is something that I'm going to be watching bigly tomorrow, just because of how impactful that can be on the stock price itself. Been watching that for the 30-minute move. Watching this as it was a, you know, pretty much almost like a double top pattern, and I was just watching it, and it came down slightly. So I want to see, even though it reacted after hours and it had a short sell restriction here, a short sell restriction again today, I wanted to see how it was going to do in after hours, and obviously it went below, which is very interesting because now people are going to think, oh, this is a lot more bearish. I need to start selling. I need to start buying puts, long puts, right? These people are already going to be on the high IV side of puts. They're already going to be so expensive, right? And if you get one push higher, that IV is going to be gone. Let me tell you, that IV is going to be gone. The people that are selling your puts are going to be gone. I mean, your premium is going to be collected by somebody like me that I want to collect your premium. I love selling credit spreads. I mean, buying credit spreads and all that stuff. Another thing is that once it starts moving, it'll start moving and it won't stop. That's what's interesting about, you know, Tesla as well. So you can already see that, you know, we're very far overextended. I really want to see this, you know, continue higher. And we're getting bullish divergence on the RSI and the MACD, even as we continue lower. Same thing with SPY. That's what's interesting, is that if people don't pay attention to the market analysis, you're not going to find out, you know, when the next thing is going to happen, and you're not going to be able to plan for your trades next, right? So really, tell me in the comments if you really think this is bearish enough, right? This is only, you know, we're getting far to the 380s, right? I would say this is good territory to start buying in, because look at it, $100 move from the top, or 120 now, right? And it's not like February where it was, you know, the whole market crash and everything. That was, you know, that was very iffy. That was a full hype. That was just a full hype. Again, we're gonna have another hype with the S&P news if it does come out true, right? And something announces tomorrow. It could be after hours. It could be pre-market, and it could also be on Tuesday or over the weekend, right? So that's something that could be in consideration, just to make sure you're not getting any zero-day expiration calls. So, I mean, other than that, that's pretty much what I have to cover, just because of, you know, how much the market has made it today, just how easy it was to, you know, just sit back, relax, cash position after making some profits for overnight, and just making it, you know, aware to you guys that are watching that, you know, the market is not what it seems all the time. You have to pay attention to it, and you have to plan for the next, you know, the next days. And just making sure that you're aware of, all right, what's the current situation? Are we bullish? Are we bearish? Are we going to be continuing with this trend? And being able to play smart, right? You want to stay in the position long. I mean, you want to stay in this, you want to stay in the market as long as you can. It's not a game. You want to stay in the positions as long as you can. Not the positions, but you want to stay in the market as long as you can. You don't want to risk your whole portfolio and then end up losing it all, and then you're going to be gone and you won't be crying, right? So you want to be able to get into these positions and just, you know, be confident in your trades. And that's all I have to say, really. I mean, we trade 5 days a week. Market resources are always here. The traders are always looking for plays, right? Me and John are always in there. And John is always in 30 minutes to close live Zoom meetings. I'm always willing to talk with anyone. If you comment down below, I'll shoot you a message. If you comment in the chat and you want to chat, I'll chat with you personally as well. If you want to join and catch these plays in the spot, click the link in the description. We're posting these plays daily, right? We have some posts, and we don't like to post a lot of plays. Let me tell you that. We like to post certain plays so that you don't always have a full portfolio done for. We want to make sure that you're getting in the high probability trades, not the ones that are going to kill your portfolio. Other than that, I just want to let you guys know that it's been an honor seeing you guys this week and seeing the interaction on the comment section, as well as being able to get some feedback if you did join the chat this week. So thank you very much. Looking forward to a nice weekend recap as well with John on Sunday night. Actually, I think it'll be Monday night just because market is closed on Tuesday. So thank you again. Make sure you are staying in the green. Make sure you are setting a plan and staying set up for the next day. Have a good day, guys. This is Matt from the Daily Trade.